What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so Trae Young, Steph Curry, oftentimes these two dudes are compared to one another. A lot of times it has to do with the obvious. They're both little men. They're both light-skinned. They're both perceived as great shooters, great scorers. And I can get that. I can get the comparisons. I just think that it's a little bit premature to consider Trae Young to be in the class of Steph Curry. I mean, Steph Curry is a four-time NBA champion. Finally won the elusive Finals MVP last year. Two-time league MVP. Two-time scoring champion. Led the league in steals. All-time leader in three-pointers made. The only player right now to have made over 3,000 career three-pointers, although I suspect that James Harden will join him eventually on that list. I mean, just an amazing player. John Collins, Trae Young's teammate in Atlanta, at least for the time being, because there's some rumors that maybe Atlanta might be looking to move Trae Young, who is forever malcontent. But anyway, he said something about Trae Young in comparison to Steph Curry that some people, take offense to. He said that Steph Curry is not nearly as good a playmaker as Trae Young, and that Trae Young is a better isolation scorer than Steph Curry. And look, when it comes to playmaking and passing, I guess the numbers do suggest that Trae's better. I mean, his assist-to-turn ratio, it's hard to say. Let me check some out right quick. Because it's funny, this will be the second year in a row that Trae Young will lead the NBA in turnovers, but you would never know that from listening to Skip Bayless. So this season, Steph Curry averaged 6.3 assists. For his career, he averages 6.5. His career high in assists came 2014-15, the year they won 67 games. That makes sense because he wasn't shooting the ball quite as much. He averaged 23.8 points per game, although he did win an MVP that year. He averaged 7.7 assists. All right, so for his career, Steph Curry averages 6.5 assists versus 3.1 turnovers. This season, 6.3 assists versus 3.2 turnovers. So that's a little bit less than a 2-to-1 assist-to-turn ratio this year. And for his career, a little bit better than a 2-to-1. That's pretty good. Trae Young, I believe this year, averaged maybe around 10 assists per game, or maybe, he finished with 10.2 assists per game, and I believe he was averaging 4 turnovers per game. So it went up a little bit to 4.1 turnovers per game. So that's better than a 2-to-1 assist-to-turn ratio. For his career, 9.3 assists, 4.1 turnovers, a little bit better. So, I mean, you look at the numbers, far more assists, does average a lot of turnovers, but Steph kind of can turn the ball over a lot, too. Sometimes Steph can get a little sloppy. I could go with Trae being a better playmaker. Better ISO scorer. When it comes to points in isolation situations, oftentimes in the fourth quarters, it's iffy. Like, you can make an argument that Trae Young is a better ISO scorer, definitely, 101. But the problem I have is I'm a big stickler for efficiency. And at the end of the day, Trae just is not efficient to me. Like this year, like for his career, he averaged 43.7% shooting. This year, 42.9%. All right? So this year, his shooting was way down from last year. For his career, he's a 35.1% career three-point shooter. This year, he shot 33.5% from beyond the arc. That's not elite to me. That's not elite. It's not elite. They did average 26.2 points per game. But, he takes 19 shots a game, and he fires up over 6 3-pointers a game. And he gets to the line 9 times a game. So that explains why he's able to score a lot of points, even if he's not, in particular, the most efficient scorer in the NBA. Now, some of it has to do with his size, I guess. But some of it, I think, has to do with his shot selection. All right? Now, Steph Curry, for his career, is a 47.5% career shooter. This year, he shot 49.3%, which is superb. For his career, 42.8% from beyond the arc. This season, he bounced back from last year where he shot 38%, which is by his standards below normal. As a matter of fact, it was the first season in his career that he ever shot under 40%. Matter of fact, it was the first season in his career that he ever shot under, there was a little year where he played, that was 2019-20, where he played 5 games, but that doesn't really count. In a real season, last year was the first year that he even shot under 41% from beyond the arc, so 42.7% this year. Steph is the much more efficient scorer, far more efficient. But I guess I can see the argument that Trae is a better natural ISO scorer, whereas Steph relies more on screens. Not that he can't create his own shot, though. He can't create his own shot, but Steph, is a guy that can create his own shot, but is a great catch-and-shoot guy, a great on-the-move three-point shooter, can shoot from deep, can shoot contested threes. I mean, he's just the best at that. He's just the best when it comes to outside shooting. Trae Young is he's not in his league when it comes to that. And they keep trying to force it. But Trae, the eye test tells me he's a good three-point shooter. He sometimes tries to, I don't want to say if he's mimicking Steph, but he tries to showcase his range, but he's not nearly as consistent. So when it comes to John Collins' take, I agree about the playmaking. I partially agree to an extent about the ISO scoring prowess. But overall, Steph Curry is a smarter scorer, a more efficient scorer. He doesn't force a lot of shots. So at the end of the day, I give the edge to Steph Curry, just from a historical standpoint. And even today, he's still a better player than me. And Trae Young is an atrocious defender. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.